Hello everyone and welcome back to Niche. And we are here with our tribe of Scorching Sand, and there is a fire starting over here, so we got to be kind of cautious. But we're currently trying to. Whoa, the camera is a little bit crazy here as I'm trying to move around. But yeah, so we're here on the fire savanna, trying to survive and make a way for ourselves in this world. But it is a very harsh and hostile environment, so things have been a little bit crazy. And I had the thought of, what do you guys think of calling this place Inferno Island, because there's so many fires. And what do you guys think about that idea? I think that'd be kind of a cool name, but I want to see what you guys think. And in any case, actually, I really like this pattern. I just was noticing how pretty Isra is. I really like that coloration, and perhaps if we use the beige and this, that could be kind of cool, because we did decide we want these guys to have masks. And we should be looking at our breeding pairs and making sure that we have the right genetics in, by the way. So yeah, I think everything pretty much looks good. It's mostly just going to be coloration. So let's make sure we're getting this beige fur in and then the brown pattern, because we are trying to go for a sort of specific look. Okay, beige, and then we'll try for the brown pattern. There we go. And then you are also a breeding female here. So we want to get, I'm going to put lean body in for her because we want to keep that in here. And other than that, I think we'll go ahead and put beige fur in. We're kind of trying to distinguish our lines here. All right. And Roku already has double beige fur. He needs this fishing tail though. There we are. And we'll go ahead and give him that brown pattern as well. We're going to try and distinguish our lines visually as well, so we can just look and see what line each creature is. And then, let's see, we're good here, good all through here. We do need the fishing tail. We're trying to give all of our creatures fishing tail just in case they happen to be sitting on the edge of the water and able to fish. But we're also breeding for a fishing specific line. And I think we'll give her the brown pattern as well. But the fishing specific line is these ones, and so they have white, and then they're going to have gray pattern. But you can see they're not quite as suited for this, but we're trying to breed the antlers back in, and we're giving them white first so we can distinguish them that way. But yeah. And then are these guys, those guys are yellow. Okay, we have, though, don't we have our orange line? Seiko is part of the orange line, right? I think so. So again, orange line is fundamentally similar, so we need to get her the fishing tail. But orange line, because this only, yeah, that gives cold resistance. There's absolutely no reason to have that. We don't really need it. But let's give her the brown patterning as well. But the orange line and the pink line are very, very similar. The only real difference, there's not, honestly, actually, there's no real difference. It's just they have slightly different immunity genes, and so they can mix around. It's just a way of distinguishing some of the pairs. The blue line is the one that's substantially different because that is our fishers. And you're the other orange, okay. And I think we need to get you the mask and the brown pattern. So let's do brown pattern and we'll do mask, okay. So that should set their genetics up, and then these guys over here, it's not going to be as important because they're, so basically the ones over here are our main breeding creatures. That will be, if we have to escape, they'll be the ones that are going, but we're going to have a bunch who are out here breeding that'll not be our main breeding line responsible for the actual genetics of the tribe, but they'll be responsible for food gathering. So they'll be the ones going out there finding bushes and collecting from them, and possibly collecting from the cactus as well. So, well, with all that said, it's kind of a long introduction. Let's go ahead and jump in. Why are you bleeding? Do you have a leech? No. You got attacked by something, didn't you? Okay. And then these guys, okay. We'll take a look at everything. I'm going to actually repair these nests. We do have quite a lot of nesting material, so that's a good thing. We'll leave everyone over here. You should be on pink. You should be on orange. Seiko, Wait, we just did, yeah, we did her genes. So what's going to happen then is we're actually going to move these guys out here, and we'll move them away from the nest, and we'll move this line here by the nest, and let's see. We'll come over here. We'll gather. Oh, excuse you. Who are you? You are not supposed to be here. No, go away. Let's have you guys fight him too. I don't like having to kill the other creatures, but again, as we've talked about, this is every food resource here is precious and we have to defend our territory. So these guys are going to end up being a very, very fierce line that is very protective of their food. Oh yeah, that's a baby Bearyena. Okay, we're not going to befriend him because we don't really have the food resources for that. Let's have you nest. And we'll make sure we're gathering here. We need to have some of our creatures probably collect from the cactus. Are you... Because we have all those represented, right? We have F and D. We have D. We have F. Yeah, we've got all those represented. So you will be a cactus collector. We'll mark you with the yellow here. And we'll come over here. And you also will be a cactus collector. We have to send some of our creatures to collect the cactus. Unfortunately, that is just a part of trying to survive on these islands, is some of our creatures are going to have to take the cactus damage in order so that everyone can survive. You are a cactus collector, so you can help gather from down here. We probably need to not breed quite so much this time because we need to make sure we're going to have the food to be able to continue on. Okay, so let's see. You are... Wait, you're an alpha, so we have FC, KC, so not these guys. Okay, BD, FC, and then FD, KC. Alright, so Taduk should not be... Taduk will go on Omega. He'll be a cactus collector here. And let's see. We'll come up here. And we'll bring... I'm going to bring him up here. Some of our creatures may just have to take a little bit of damage. We'll leave these guys not breeding for the time being here. And then I'm going to leave Nuta up around here. Let's see. We have some defenders as well. So that's an important thing. Let's keep you over here. I'm going to just set you over here for this turn. Some of our Omegas are going to take damage, but I don't think our breeding creatures will, so we should be fine, I think. Seiko should be on Alpha. And then, is that... Tonacure, are you... Let's see. Where is your mate? That would be Von Kirkir, right? KCDB. Yes, so Tonacure is going to be an Omega. And is there anything around anywhere around here? Yes, there is. Okay, so we'll put you on Omega. You can come over here, collect from this cactus. Let's gather some of this grass so we can actually see what we're doing as well. And I'm going to scoot these guys up just a little bit more. And let's see, anybody else who can be gathering, who's not gathering just yet, you can scoot this way just so we can have a little more visibility. And yeah, I think everybody else is fine. So we're going to have some creatures take damage, but hopefully not too many. Hopefully very soon here. And then you are going to be an Omega as well. So we'll put you here so that you can start gathering next time. Alright, here we are. We've got, some of them took damage, somebody actually starved to death, so that's not so good. But let's see. So we really need to gather enough food here. And I think, let's first of all make sure... I'm going to have you step over here, gather, and then step back. I'm going to have... We got to bring somebody here. You can start gathering here. Or Kome, why don't you go this way? Oh, hey, there's food right here. Gather quickly. I'm going to gather one, and then we'll gather here and come back. And there's no fire starting nearby, so that's good. Are there still ones across the island? There is one. There is a blaze starting over there. So we've got to be a little bit cautious. You can gather here. We'll make sure we're gathering here. We've got to gather off of all the bushes that we can, basically. So the ones that we're going to be using for breeding here, I'm making sure that I don't have gather cactus, and the ones that we will not be using for breeding are the ones that will be gathering cactus. That just ensures that our breeding line does stay safe. Really, there's not much different between the main line and the breeding line the main breeding line and the non-breeding line here at this point. The major difference is just that we have to select some creatures for breeding, otherwise we're not going to be able to survive if we don't have some creatures distinguished as those that we will be using for breeding. So they both have an important role, whether they are a breeding creature or a non-breeding creature. It's just that role will vary a little bit here. So you are older, these guys are younger. We'll have them start breeding. I'm actually going to move them down here because we want to have them close because they don't move that fast. And you can gather from this cactus. You can walk up here. There's not a lot to do over here. Okay, Roku. I'm going to keep Roku up here because we know we're going to have Bearyenas showing up again. And then Nuta will stick around up here as well. So if there's a baby Bearyena, that probably means there's a mom Bearyena around somewhere. Yeah, there is. Okay, so we need to move you over here because she was just out of our hearing range, but she is there, and she is going to be quite dangerous if we're not careful. Okay, so you can gather from there. You can come down here and gather from here. And basically, we need to get everyone set up at a point where they can be gathering more berries than it takes to feed them each time. So hopefully that will not be too difficult. You are going to be an Omega. You can step out of the nest here, not Alpha, and get ready so that we can breed again when we need to. Let's start a new day. All right. Rain is good. Okay. All right. So you... Who can... Okay, nobody can reach that bush, but basically we need to get on gathering as soon as we can because we don't want anybody taking our berries. Let's have you step over here and gather. You can sit here. You can gather. You are going to be an Omega as well. And you'll come over probably this way. Oh, here, somebody can go... Somebody can gather from here. And that'll be you. We'll bring you back later. You can gather here. This will be good because this will give us a little bit of a buffer that we can use for food. Rorovan can start gathering from here. Alright, he is going to pass away this next time, so that means we need to get another Omega ready to replace him. And we'll come over here. Have you sit here. You can gather off here. Okay, he did pass away. So you can sit right here. We need to have... Okay, somebody passed away up there. You got attacked. Let's have you gather from here. And then... Okay. We need to bring Roku up here. And have him attack. And you can start gathering here. But I'm going to move these guys away because I don't want that Bearyena targeting them. And then, let's see, these guys are a breeding pair, or they are a breeding pair. Alright, let's gather here, and gather up here. Rorovan can probably, okay, you can gather from here. You can venture a little further and start gathering off that cactus. And that should give us quite a lot of food. I'm going to start breeding these guys because we really need to. Let's try and dig. Oh, we succeeded too. That's good. All right. Kirtaro needs to find a cactus to start collecting from. I think we'll move him. I'm going to bring him this way, and he can start coming over here. And let's see. These guys, we'll start breeding these guys, I think. So we'll breed them every other turn, basically. Or we'll breed them every couple of turns and just see. Alright, let's breed them. There we go. And then you can't breed this time because your mate is further away. And then Ducro has already gathered some from the cactus, but he can come up here and start getting ready to gather. Nudicure can also start coming and getting ready to gather. And we'll go ahead and start new day. There we go, okay. Alright, let's attack. There we go, we got some food there. And you can gather from this cactus. And we're losing our breeding pair here, I think. Let's move this way and then gather, because we should be able to hop over here and then gather. We should be able to gather from here. Let's have you gather and then hop back. Let's put you in the nest. And then we'll put you here. Oop, if I can actually click. There we go. You can start gathering. You can gather from this cactus, but we'll also start moving, I think, a breeding pair over here, possibly. Depending. I put a male in the nest. That was stupid. Let's see. Over here, we'll continue to gather, continue to gather. You guys should start breeding, though, or continue to breed, because we need to replenish our population of gatherers. We are starting to lose a few. Who's that? That's Dukuro. He's actually kind of cool looking, but I don't necessarily know that we want to let him come mucking around over here. I'm gonna move over this way. Oh, there is a berry bush right there. I'm gonna move you up here and you can start gathering from 2 cactus. And these guys can start breeding again as well. And then let's sit up here, breed, and nest, because we need to make sure we get that line replenished. And I think... yeah, I think that's going to be good for this turn. We're doing okay. We need to... wow, we had a lot of deaths, I think. Gather... why don't you move this way? Or why don't you move up here and gather? And we'll gather here. We got to get somebody on that cactus down there, but we might want to have a breeding pair go closer. So I'm going to start breeding these guys. I'm going to have you sit here. You can step over here. You can step out of the nest. We'll put you in the nest, have you gather, and then breed. You can gather. You can gather, and then also gather from that cactus. You can gather from both cactus. So that's actually a really advantageous position to put a creature, because they can gather from 2 at the same time, and that... oh, okay. So this is why we need to keep breeding, because unfortunately our cactus collectors, while they do bring in valuable food, they do die off rather quickly. Alright, you can gather there. You can gather from here. And he'll be passing away pretty soon here. Let's have you continue to see if there's another cactus nearby that you guys can gather from. We'll breed and nest. Roku can kind of explore around. Are there any fires that we should be aware of? No, there's not. I'm not seeing any fires, so that's good. You can gather from here. Oh, he just passed away. Alright. So that's not good. And then we have 2 females here. Let's put you down here, and then you can come back here and we'll breed. And here we go. Let's see. Alright. Alright, there we go. I think we're pretty much done with this turn. Let's see here. Alright. Have we had a male born? We have not. Okay, no, you don't. This is our food. There's a berry bush right here that we need to get to first. Nope, that's our food. Let's see. You can step... well, let's... first of all, let's make sure we've gathered all the food we need to before any of these wanderers get to it, because we need our food, and we have to defend our food, basically. Alright, let's have you step out. You can step up. We'll go here, gather, gather, clear some grass, gather, gather, and we'll gather from here. Unfortunately, our food is continuing to drop quite rapidly. That's not a good thing, but it is because we're doing a lot of breeding, I believe. So, do we have another Omega? at this point. Let's look at these guys, and we'll see how they're looking so far. So we have Dooku. That's a really cool look. It's kind of, I'm going for a sort of Fennec Fox look with these guys a little bit. So we have Dooku, D and C, and then F and K. I think we'll make these guys be an alpha pair. So they'll be our orange pair that will take over. And then, or does that make sure, okay, D, B, K, C. Does anybody have B? So these guys, as long as we don't have B, we can't have, okay, so you'll be a pink pair then. And we gotta keep breeding these guys as long as, are you kidding me? As long as we don't have that B in there, we gotta keep breeding them. But do we have all genes represented over here? We'll have you step out and repair this nest. We'll have Kuro, F and C. We'll have Kuro step back for a little bit. Kuro, what can I do with Kuro? Kuro can come over here and handle this berry bush. And you can start moving this way again and see if you can collect from that cactus. Let's gather some of this grass. But let's see. Let's move Kuro out. And then we'll put you back in, have you repair the nest. And there we go. Alright, we can gather some from there. And I'm going to have Roku gather around a little bit as well. It's kind of nice when the fires actually scorch places, because then it shows, like, the grass doesn't come back there. And so you want some regrowing grass, but you also don't, because it'll make it harder to see things. That cactus was revealed somehow. I don't actually know. Maybe there was a fire. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.